It is impossible. Okay, it's a really good.
Go. Hold on. Stop.
Never
Everyone,
mind,
stop.
Restart.
Everyone, hold on.
It is impossible to state how bad this team sucks. A 3-9 homestand. All right, when 3-9, 3-6.
It felt like 3-9.
When you have the nicest weekend of the year against some of the best teams in baseball, you're supposedly a team that's going to go to the playoffs and make some noise, and you put together that performance. No, it's unacceptable. This team is dog shit. Hey guys, welcome to the stream.
Hey guys, where do you start? America stuff. I mean, you want to start with the 15 left on base, the 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position, 14 strikeouts. I think JP accounted for 6 or is it 7 left on base today? I can't remember. It's either 6 or 7.
JP needs to be better. Scott sucks ass. The team sucks ass. Not Scott's fault. The team is bad. Polanco should never touch a bat again. That part is true. Jorge Polanco, JP Crawford, and Ty France cost this team a win today. Ty France swinging at pitches above his head. The hell are you doing?
Bro.
Go sit your ass down. You have no business being in that batter's box. JP, 2 big stolen bags, stays in the Mariners' favor, and then JP just pops out to the third baseman. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. You cannot have as bad of at-bats as these guys had over the last 2.5, 3 hours. It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible watching this baseball team right now. And the problem is they keep it so close, and they give you hope, and then they just let it go.
They just throw it all away.
Yep. It's bad. It is bad. And with that being said, Mariners are still in first place, still up 2 games, did not lose a game. Did not lose a game on the Astros over these last 2 heartbreakers. This is a series the Mariners came this close to sweeping, Joe.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it, though.
No.
I understand that, like, yeah, we were so close. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you still had a chance to go win a series for the first time in, 6 series? Win at least one of them at home. Potentially get back to either a positive record this homestand, or at least make it not 3-6. You know, get a chance to be 4-5, and also just so maybe extend your division lead again. Last 2 days the Astros lost, you also lost games that you could have won. Division lead stands at 2. It could be at 4 if they really, really wanted to maybe go out there and be a competitive baseball team for an entire 9 innings. Andrew, sup, dude. It's just comical. Some of it's just so comical. Every time Jorge Polanco swings a baseball bat, I just like cackle like the Joker. It just is disgusting. So you said Scott didn't do anything, or maybe not didn't do anything wrong. It's not Scott's fault. Mitchell said Scott did all the right moves. I think the big thing is with Kirby and then having Stanek come in. Does he take him out after the first batter gets on and then you go to have a lefty ready? I don't know, because George Springer is the one who ultimately does the damage. A righty, would he have done it against a lefty? Maybe. I don't know. Stanek's been good. It's just a weird. That's a weird inning. That's a weird sequence of events that happen, but ultimately, the last 3 innings, the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th, the Mariners had the bases loaded, didn't do anything with it. You lose this game 5-4 because of that. Not fully because, I mean, yes, you lose because of the home run that Stanek gave up for Springer, but also you not doing anything with those runners in scoring position in the late innings of this game also very much so cost you this series win. And the Mariners are just allergic to win number 50, apparently. They just don't want to get it.
Not to be a downer, but this shit is not acceptable. You're absolutely right, Y2K. It's not. It is not acceptable. This roster is a joke right now. And the Mariners, the front office needs to go out there. And I know that the trade floodgates have not opened yet. And that's obviously part of the reason why half of this team is still, guys, Scott Service is not the problem. Guys, I don't know how many times you guys have to understand this. Scott Service is not the problem. He's not telling the players to go strike out 14 times. All right. The players are dog shit. That's all there is to it. They're playing like crap. That's all there is. All right. JP Crawford, unacceptable today. All right. Julio Rodriguez, unacceptable the whole year. There is nothing to point to Scott Service being the problem here after you've watched this offense struggle for the last 3 months. What are you guys talking about? It makes no sense.
I saw a little discourse about Jarrett DeHart probably not being with the club beyond this year because he's been here, what, 3? How long has he been with the team?
I don't know. I don't care. Fire him now just because.
Just because.
I don't care. Do something.
You need some sort of scapegoat right now?
Yeah, I need a scapegoat. Do something.
Please let Ichiro play. He'd lead the team in batting average for sure.
Glock, tell me how he could have set the lineup any differently where the Mariners still score more runs. I'll wait. Go ahead. Let's look at this lineup here.
I think the only thing is like if you get Bliss a start, but like
yeah.
I don't know.
The only guy hitting above 250 is Luke Rayleigh there, Glocky. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. There's things that you have to do to like augment the team, and what you're seeing out of guys that should not be absolute black holes, it doesn't leave you any room for error. Like, could you get more out of Bliss and Locklear than France and Polanco right now? Probably. But
I don't know about probably.
I mean,
I don't know.
Given how they've performed the last like week, it's not looking good, at least for Polanco. Like, you got to try something. And they did it with Dylan Moore starting at second base. What was it, yesterday? Dylan Moore started at second base? Like, trying to go that way?
I believe Polanco started second base yesterday. It was the day before.
Day before? Okay.
Yeah.
Also doesn't help that Julio last 2 games, lineup has to change because that Francis get a day off yesterday. How does that look? I don't know.
Well, especially right when Julio looked like he was getting he was starting to figure it out. His timing looked better. He looked a lot better at the plate. He wasn't falling over the plate.
Yeah.
And then he hurts his quad. And I agree with user here. Bliss isn't the solution. I'm not saying that Ryan Bliss is not the guy that should be manning second base every day. But this issue goes a lot further than just Jorge Polanco. Yes, Jorge Polanco should not be on this team. But Ryan Bliss starting, but other than 2 or 3 good games, Ryan Bliss has been terrible at the major league level. Other than 2 or 3 good games against the Marlins. Cool.
Yeah, I guess the question is then what else do you do?
You go make a trade. Yeah,
like
you have to.
You either give Dylan Moore the reins at second base. I think Robles showed today that he can be the 4th outfielder. Mitch doesn't have to do that anymore. He can just be pitch hitting Matt Stairs, DH every once in a while. Does that open a roster spot for you? Not really, not yet. What is the step forward to getting production out of second base? If it's not Ryan Bliss, then it's like, where else do you look? You have to go and get a trade then. You have to go get that done.
Scott is playing him. Bliss is a better player. Here's the thing here. Violent. You have to know what you have with Jorge Polanco. Should they cut bait on him? Absolutely. And they need to do it now. But you have to know by the All-Star break no later than the All-Star break, you need to know whether or not he needs to be off this team. And at this point, it's just a foregone conclusion that he shouldn't be on this team. But this is a guy, Jorge Polanco, that has been so good throughout his entire career. And you just keep hoping that he is going to figure it out. And he just hasn't. And eventually you just have to stop waiting for something to happen. And the time is now. Polanco needs to be off of this team. I think that Mitch Haniger needs to be off of this team. He had a terrible at-bat today too. But what choice? What choice does Scott Service have other than playing Jorge Polanco, a guy who has had a 120 WRC plus for his entire career, over a guy who has 20 major league at-bats? What choice?
Try and get the career vet going, but it just hasn't worked.
It hasn't happened.
Yeah.
There is There's no right answer.
When did the Mariners DFA Wong?
Much too late.
August? Was it August 1st? Yeah, it looks like it was around the deadline. Yeah, that makes sense when they traded Paul Sewald. Um, they have to do it earlier than that. You can't wait. You can't wait 3 more weeks with Polanco on the roster. It's a waste of space at this point. He's not providing anything for you, and that sucks. You don't want to see it happen, given like how that trade was kind of viewed in the offseason. You just can't. It's improbable how that has continued to happen at second base. What, 3 years running? 4 years running almost.
Yeah, there is no rhyme or reason to why second base is a black hole. Colton, there's no reason to be defending Scott Service. He is not good. It is all his fault. Oh, is it all his fault? No.
How dare you, Scott Service, for 15 strikeouts today?
I can't believe Scott just said, "Hey guys, get up there and strike out today, huh?" Go on. Hey, team that's won basically 90 games the last 3 years, and we're in the second winningest period in the entire history of this franchise. Hey, you're the problem, Scott Service.
I don't think he is completely.
Oh, he's not without blame.
Yeah, not without blame. He's not removed without scrutiny. I just think I'm gonna be a homer. I don't think he's the root of the problem. What is the root of the problem? Is it the front office identifying major league talent that can play in Seattle for whatever reason that they just can't? Potentially, that's definitely something to take into consideration. Could it also be Scott not motivating his players enough or something along those lines? It sure as hell could be. But as a fan and as someone removed from the situation, how are we to know? Unless someone in like a post-game interview says, so-and-so is the problem. Scott Service does not do this, The hitting coach does not do that. Like, the bullpen coach did not get someone ready up, blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever. Like, but that's never going to happen. They're never going to point fingers like that. So, isn't the main factor, but is a factor? Sure. Like, it's not that he's fully removed from any blame. I just completely channeling all that blame feels misguided, but I get that there might not be a better way for people to do it, simply because like he's the guy writing the lineup pretty much. He's the face making a lot of those decisions.
He's the easiest scapegoat.
But again, he's also not up there swinging the bat. He's also not up there swinging a ball at his eyeballs, check swinging, when throughout his entire career, maybe not his entire, but Ty France it's baffling to me, the swing decisions that some of these professional baseball players make. Again, not an easy job. I'm here, they're there for a reason. However, you have to be better. That's just plain and simple. There has to be better discipline, a better like sense of approach. It's completely it just befuddles me. Top to bottom.
Yeah, Scott, everybody is to blame. This is not you can't point your finger at one person and say, Scott Service is the problem. You're wrong. You're blatantly wrong. He's not the only problem. The entire baseball team is the problem. What are you supposed to do in Manification? What are you supposed to do when you have a guy making $12 million? These are the cards he was dealt. All right, you got to go out there and hope that the vet who has been one of the best second basemen in the league for the last 10 years figures it out. That's just the way it is. Like, what are you supposed to do with this team that was constructed for you? You have to play the guys that are on this team. And unfortunately, the fact of the matter is, until they go out there and make some trades and get some new players, this is going to be what this team looks like. Until they go out there and make a trade. Polanco needs to be DFA'd tomorrow. There's no excuse. He needs to be DFA'd tomorrow. You need to get somebody up to replace either Mitch Haniger or, honestly, I am completely fine. I am completely fine with Tyler Locklear coming up tomorrow and starting on Tuesday, obviously. I'm completely fine with that. You have to do better. and every player that comes here sucks, and it's all been under Scott Service. Hey, there are CJ Films. I don't know if you've been watching the Mariners for quite a while, but this isn't just a Scott Service thing. They've sucked well before Scott Service. They'll suck long after him when they come here. It's welcome to Seattle baseball, baby. It is what it is. Time for a change, not in the middle of the season when you're in first place. That's stupid. That's the worst take I've ever heard. You're in first place in the middle of a season. You do not fire your coach when you're in first place. That's stupid.
I think
after this year, sure.
I would much rather be wrong about this, just to be completely honest. If one, they make a coaching change and it completely turns around, great. Because that means my baseball team is winning more baseball games. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, if that's what tickles people's fancy, whatever. If Scott getting fired and then the team does better, sure. But that's just not going to happen. And if it does and it goes in the right direction, great. I'll be happy because the team's winning. I honestly, do I care about who's managing and coaching the team? Not really. Like, if I'm just going to pull back the veil, I don't care. It could be Billy Bob Thornton. Don't know where that name came from. He could be managing the Mariners. I don't care. Just need to win more baseball games. Need to be a better, more consistent team, top to bottom. I felt like, aside from the big home run to George Springer, everything was fine in this game as far as the pitching side is concerned. Lots of decent defensive plays, I feel like, around in the outfield specifically. Yeah, Robles can't seem to find the ball in center. Rayleigh and Dom backing him up pretty well, making plays. Dom had a great diving play in the 10th before Colin Snyder left the ball over the middle of the plate to Dalton Varsho, but whatever. Billy Bob Thornton and Ladder Guy. Dude, honestly, get Ladder Guy to coach the team. Don't care.
When I streamed the other day, I was trying to get people to go watch that video to learn more about Ladder Guy.
Ladder Guy.
Ladder Guy. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Joe completely. If it takes the Mariners firing Scott Service to magically, people give the manager way too much credit, whether the team's doing good or bad. Period. If the team's doing great, they're like, he's pulling the right strings. And sure, there are moments. There are absolutely moments where a manager affects the game, but it is so few and far between that it cannot, can you lose a game because of a decision by a manager? Yes. It is not as common as you think.
I don't think the Blue Jays won today because John Schneider is their manager. That's not why they won the game. The players on the field played better than the Seattle Mariners baseball players did, ultimately. John Schneider was out there looking like a clown at third base. Are we sure that Vladdy didn't tag him? No, he didn't. Is that something that was a good decision by John Schneider to go prolong the game for 5 minutes? Maybe, because maybe it iced JP and then he popped out to third. Maybe that's the winning play for John Schneider in that moment. But I don't sure, this is a very isolated incident. This is cherry picking one thing. And that's not the conversation a lot of people are having about making a coaching change. But if we looked at one incident today, did John Schneider win the Blue Jays this game? I don't think so. Lucario, what?
I'm sorry, Lucario. Here's the attention you ordered. Do you guys still think the Mariners are going to win the AL West? Yes.
If the rosters stayed completely the same, no.
No. If the roster changes, yes. Craig Counsell to the Mariners. So let's look at it this way, guys. Let's look at it this way. Joe Madden, one of the most, I guess, decorated managers in MLB history. Okay,
of this, I'd say 2000 on. Right?
Yeah. For the Rays and for the Cubs, right? Great manager in everyone's eyes. He goes to the Angels, and guess what happens, guys? He doesn't magically make the team better. No, the team was bad, therefore they were bad, and Joe Madden was gone. Weird how that works, huh?
I saw the Rob Thompson situation with the Phillies. The Phillies were 22-29 when Girardi got let go. He had kind of seen it run its course. If the Mariners were 8 games, 7, 8, 9, whatever, 10 games under 500 right now, sure, maybe you let Scott go. They're 7 games over?
Yeah,
or 6 games over.
Ugh.
I think they're 6 games over. 49-43. That's just it is simply not the right moment for it. As far from what I can see, as far as standings, team performance, like team performance historically with Scott in the last, like with this core, it's just not the right time for it. Like, period. And end of conversation for me in terms of that. It's just not the right time. Trade for Colton Wong and Tommy Lasello. We're getting the band back together.
Dipoto and Hollander failed once again with the offensive roster construction. So I think that they had the right idea. Unfortunately, the guys got here and forgot how to hit. They forgot how to hit. Like, I think that adding Jorge Polanco should have, and it makes no sense why he's so bad. Nothing in his entire 10-year career says that he should be this bad.
Unless it's like a lingering issue that he's not addressing, that he's
Right.
gone on the IL for sparingly throughout this season. And then I think a big one that people maybe point to is like the Baseball Savant, like bat tracking data, how that has recently been added to Savant. And if we were able to see where his bat speed was in the previous years, would we be able to see a complete just derailment of, that's not a word, a complete, whatever, you get what I'm saying, complete fall off of that bat speed? Maybe that could be a problem for Jorge Polanco. Very much so. Wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, it's weird that someone posts sub, maybe even around league average strikeout percentages, and then that balloons to plus 10% of that in a single offseason. It's just bizarre.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, and we've talked about it before. There is no rhyme or reason, like I said earlier, as to why the guys that you trade for are so bad. There is nothing that leads me to believe that when you acquire these guys, it makes so much sense. I mean, you can go back. Okay, Gary.
I don't know about that, Gary.
You might want to delete that one, Gary.
I'll remove it for you.
You can go back and watch the videos that all of us made, us, Locked On, etc., about adding Jorge Polanco. And we're like, yes, this is a guy that makes so much sense for this team. He's going to be a great player for this team. And then it just, for some ungodly reason, he sucks. It makes zero sense as to why a guy who has been so good for his entire career comes to Seattle and is terrible. I don't get it. Nobody does. And you all can say in the comments, oh, it's because of this, because of this. Nobody knows why. Nobody. Second base is cursed. Mini Galen, I agree. With the 14 months, the baseball gods must be appeased. Joe, can I sacrifice you?
No, but Reese said when he barrels it up, he's pretty good.
That's
Jorge
true.
Polanco. 2021 had a 10.1 barrel percentage, 65th percentile. 2022, a 10.2 barrel percentage, 70th percentile. 2023, a 13.8 barrel percentage, 88th percentile. So far this year, basically cut in half. 6.9 barrel percentage, 40th percentile. Maybe that's the key. He's not hitting the barrel. Maybe that's the secret ingredient. Courtesy of Reese popping an idea. But like, where is it his timing? Is it his swing path? What's going on?
Right.
Like, I don't.
And how could you have known that coming into the season? You know,
how is that going to change?
There's nothing in his batted ball profile that says that this was coming. Like, and we talked about this last stream as well. Slugging numbers throughout the league are down this year. Not that that has anything to do with barrels, obviously. But like when it comes to this team, I mean, you give this team the 2019 ball. Oh, they were hitting home runs left and right.
I mean, we're not bad in home runs.
Yeah.
As far as like league wide is concerned. Def, you are correct. We did in fact lose. Not spoiled by the thumbnail or the title necessarily. Not this time, guys. I just want to throw it out there. Lucario said he sent me a lineup. Didn't send me a lineup.
Oh, he did? I didn't see it.
Didn't send me a lineup.
I didn't see it the 15 times he said it.
He literally said, like, he's gonna say, he didn't send me anything. I don't understand. I don't understand. Bob Smith, could we have been wrong? Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, we're so wrong. But that's okay. People are allowed to be wrong. But people are also like, if people genuinely thought that Jorge Polanco at this point, halfway through the year, would have an OPS plus below 70, have an OPS below 600, I don't know what would have led you to that conclusion based around like his stat history, his player performance. The only thing that would have led you to that, I honestly, is that you think second base is cursed. I also think that at this point. Sure, why not? It's cursed. You have to have a prospect come up through the system and take over. You can't go out and sign or trade anybody anymore. It has to be a pure like a pure Seattle Mariner. No more fake Mariners getting traded or signed, whatever. Has to come up through the system. And that's Cole Young. Hit the Cole Young button. He'll be batting 1,000 for the rest of the year if he comes up right now. But Lucario sent me his funky lineup. So it's on the preface of speed. Dylan Moore playing third, batting.
Let's delete it.
All right. So Dylan Moore, third base. Julio Rodriguez, center, batting 2. Yikes. Already a yikes. Luke Raley left. Cal catching. France at first. Already chalked. Rojas DHing. Are you smoking? JP Crawford at short. Robles in right. And Ryan Bliss at second base. I'm going to be honest with you. Put Dylan Moore at first base. Have Ty France DH. And Rojas play third. And then I would feel better about it.
Was there no Garver in that lineup?
That is correct.
He's been one of the best hitters on this team.
It's like I said, it's on the preface of speed. If you're gonna equate Mitch Garver to speed, I'll direct you to his 16th percentile sprint speed in all of MLB. All right, I will direct you there. Lucario, again, if it's something that like a spark plug jump starts the lineup, whatever.
I'll try it. I don't care.
I'll take it.
Cano needs to come back and take the curse off. I agree, Andrew. Let's make it happen. Andrew with the 3 months. Appreciate it, man. Faster than Vogelbach, you take it back.
You take it back.
You take it back right this second.
Excuse me.
All right, sounds good, Glock, for sure, man.
For sure. Shout out Logan Gilbert, All-Star, by the way.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Logan, dude. Shout out to Logan. I saw someone say is all-star teams like roster finalized. No, not necessarily. Injuries could definitely add some guys. Munoz, I feel like, is probably on the short list of guys that could be added if there's a pitcher injury of some kind. Yeah, I think that Munoz, I think Munoz still has a chance, but
he
quack,
should.
Quack, don't ever look back.
Should I say it? Quack, quack, don't ever look back. How was that? Was that good? Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, chat. I mean, there's no right answer. There is 0 right answers. Your Trident hasn't been up in weeks. Did you put your Trident down?
Yeah, mine's upside down. Don't worry. Yours has been up? Oh, my. No, don't break it. Don't break it. Don't break it.
They can have that back when they start winning again.
Wow.
Until they start winning again, they're not allowed to have the Trident.
Did you just put the Mariners in timeout?
I did.
That's crazy.
That's right.
Put a whole 26-man roster in timeout.
Just know that if all of a sudden this team goes on a massive winning streak for the next 2 weeks, that's why.
I think you should keep it that way. If they continue to win, the Trident you can't move it.
It stays broken until they lose again.
No, but you can't move it. Like if you as much accidentally kick it with your big toe or back up into it with like your chair or something, it's chalked. You have like whatever you need to do to make sure that doesn't move at all. You need to get it done if they start winning. Of course, that's only on
So can I move it right now? Like right this second?
Nope. If the door hits it, sorry man, you're stuck in there forever. You got to go out the window or something.
I ain't fitting through this window.
You gotta break down. You gotta break down the wall.
I'm gigantic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. Like again, there's no right answer for this team right now. I mean, it just sucks. But you know what? Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a chance to go into the All-Star break hot, like Steamboat says. Playing the Padres, a decent team. But then you have the Angels, a team that you absolutely should whoop. So
The Padres get smacked around by the Diamondbacks today? They did.
RGR. Welcome to Jovians, man. Appreciate it.
Woo! Shout out
Dude,
RGR.
Does my fantasy team suck?
Bro, I don't want to talk about fantasy right now.
Bro, I might lose to Connor.
I lost to TJ, I believe.
I was supposed to put up 100-something points, and I've only put up 91.
Yeah,
I'm only expected to put up 91.
A lot of my pitchers shat the bed, but it is.
I'm only
it is
winning by
okay.
20.
Should have whipped the Marlins and Toronto. You're damn right, Justin. Should have. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
If the Mariners are 10 games above 500 going into the All-Star break, I will consider that a success. If you would have told me at the beginning of the year, chat, that the Mariners would be 10 games over 500 and in first place the All-Star break, if that's what happens, I would have been over the moon. I also would have slapped you silly because I wouldn't have believed you.
They got to go 5-1 for the break.
Yeah, that'd be really impressive. It's not going to happen.
Split.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Yo, Mini Galen, 5 gifty to Felipe, Prima, Voodoo, James, and McKinley. Let's go.
Dubs?
Dude, I wanna do it.
Wait a minute.
I wanna do some.
Just realized the alert box wasn't on. Oh no.
I'm gonna do some, dude.
Gonna replay something? Dude, you gifted 5 members.
Dude, I gifted 5 members to Steph, Jess, Bruce,
Ryan, and
Cyrus. Let's go.
Huge dubs.
Look at that.
Huge dubs.
No, I get you, RCJ. Listen, it's all is fair in love and war and Mariners. Listen, bro, we got heated. We can make up. We can make it up to each other, all right?
Smooches,
I
bro.
love you.
I got you.
You're
supposed to be assertive, not
There we go. There we go, chat. For me getting angry at you guys, send it back. You know, we're all frustrated right now. All right, because this chat, this is Mariners therapy, Mariners fan therapy.
Mariners Anonymous, as we called it in the off season. Oh, you're dying.
That's what it was.
You're dying.
Yeah.
You're literally dying.
My mouth got so dry. All right, Joe, talk.
Guys, can we get 5 gifted because Colton's? I'm just kidding. Reese, I do not
only
think
5.
Yeah, that's all you're worth to me. You're
Wow,
only worth like $10.
Gifted? Wow.
Reese said if the Mariners miss the playoffs and Julio's bad, do they blow it up again? I don't think so.
I don't think they blow it up, but I do think there will be massive changes.
Like an overhaul. But would you consider what they did last offseason an overhaul?
I would consider that a retooling.
Okay.
I think that if they miss the postseason this year, right? I think the massive changes will be on the front office and coaching staff. Oh my God, he did it!
RGR.
RGR. To Mitchell, Travis, Jaron, Anthony, and Eric.
Woo.
Thank you, RGR. I appreciate it. I was dying, dude.
You gotta die more often.
What? No, I mean, if this team misses the postseason, obviously Scott's gone.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, Jerry's probably gone.
Just because he probably if he was offered something to re-sign, I feel like he probably just
the end of his contract.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he gets a new one, but I also don't think he'd accept a new one. I feel like
I don't know. It depends on if if John Stanton gives him the money to go out there and make the necessary moves.
Yeah.
Because if I was Jerry, the reason I wouldn't accept a new contract is if the payroll was going to stay low. I think that if they go out there and let's say they miss the playoffs by 1 game again, obviously we're all pissed. Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
For Jerry, though, because of how good this farm system is and how likely it is a lot of these guys come up as early as next year, I think he would take like a 1 or 2 year contract. So, why'd you have that face?
Bring in Chime Bloom. He's here right now.
I've been here the whole time, chat. Yeah. If you guys don't understand that reference, you guys can go watch our video about Chris Flexton being traded last year before the season. It's very interesting when we do an ad.
Flexton.
Yeah, wasn't that who it was?
Yeah. You said it sounded like you said it with like a T.
Ladder guy.
Ladder guy. I've seen. I mean, Lucario asked for a funky lineup. I saw like a little Rojas love. I mean, didn't do phenomenal day. 2 walks. Someone said he was great, pretty good at the leadoff spot early in the year. Put him back in the leadoff spot. Why not? Get JP out of there for a bit. Just a little reset. Why not? I don't know what beyond that. I actually have liked Garver in the 2 spot, which is kind of funky.
Mm-hmm.
Rojas, Garver, Rayleigh, top 3.
I'm in.
Do you go like Cal 4, Julio 5,
Probably.
if he's healthy?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what version of Julio we're getting over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, JP should be batting 9, especially after his performance today. I don't know if I've ever been more pissed off at JP Crawford than I was today in that 10th inning.
I don't think there's a moment. I don't know if there's been a moment he's been more pissed off at himself. Not to say that, like, him being mad at himself makes it okay, but like, I saw holy shnikes.
RGR with the 10 gifty to Travis, Joe, Christill, Brandon, Jack, Dashing, Gage, Charles, Brooks, Tim. I think that's it, right?
Bro.
Dude.
RGR is an absolute legend.
Dude, RGR's just coming out of nowhere. Dude, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
you, RGR.
That's sick. You're a homie.
Yeah, absolute legend, RGR. Can we get some smooches, bros, in the chat for RGR chat? Thank you. Hey, Salmon.
Burrito.
What's up, bro? How much are gifted? Same price as normal, $2.99, right?
Yeah.
Did Dave Sims get fired? I mean, they get vacation.
It's like a rotation. It'll be like Dave and Aaron, Dave and Mike, Mike and Aaron, like it just kind of
Dirty Mike rotates. And the boys.
Yes. Could you imagine that? Never mind. No, I don't think we should imagine that in the broadcast booth. Anyway, why'd you have to say that?
Why'd you have to go along with it?
Well, because I know the reference.
Yeah.
I know Dirty Mike and the boys.
Rayleigh leadoff. I'm not against that idea. I'm not against it. Was he on the radio side today? I'm not sure.
I wonder if Luke Ridley has ever bat leadoff in his entire career.
Should we trade for Dalton Varsho if they're willing to trade?
Dude, I was thinking about that yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago. Go back 2 off seasons, okay? We don't trade Eric Swanson and Adam Macko for Teoscar Hernandez, okay? Instead, we go get Dalton Varsho. How would the team look? Like, you have one of the best defensive outfielders in one of the corners.
Apparently, yeah.
And then do you like how does that affect Jared Kelenich's legacy with the Seattle Mariners? Like, where does it go? Because like, does he end up getting traded? Like, what do we do if like Teo doesn't, whatever? Like, I was just like starting to like, my brain was literally like unreeling like a scroll, trying to like come up with like the endless possibilities. Like, there's one where we win. Like it was
the one ring.
Yes, it was a time.
One possibility.
But I don't know, like the trade that sent Varsho from the Diamondbacks to the Blue Jays was
Lourdes Gurriel and Gabby Moreno.
So like do the Mariners have the similar vibe trade for that? Not really. I don't think. There's not a catcher that the D-backs would have been interested that's not named Cal Raleigh on this team. They weren't going to take Tom Murphy in place of that because they needed someone with control. The outfielder there, it's like, would that have been trading like Jared Kelenic? I don't know. It's a weird one. But in that, I was thinking like if we got Dalton Varsho and Josh Rojas that offseason instead of Teo and Colton Wong, how different 2023 would have been.
God, I wanted Colton Wong to work out.
It's like a big what if.
He's such a cool dude. Maybe bring Marlowe up. What's his K rate? Because it's always been astronomical.
Let's go find out.
You want Locklear back? I mean, I want Locklear back. I mean, I'm in. Screw it. Who cares? Brent Rooker, Isak Paredes, and Tanner Scott. I mean, if that's what they did and they called it a deadline, I don't hate it. I do think they should have done more. I don't hate it if that's what they go out there and do them. But I do think that you should. I feel like the need for, well, I guess if you did that, Rojas would be your second baseman at that point, so that's fine. You boys drinking?
Colton is. I have water out of a Garfield mug. He's not here, and I was going to answer his question about Cade Marlowe's strikeout percentage, so I can't do that yet. Marlowe hasn't been good. Yeah, not nearly as good as maybe people wanted. There's some niche fandom out there for Cade Marlowe, I believe. 31 point something percent strikeout rate for Marlowe in AAA. Jonathan Class A, on the other hand, 26.2%. A little bit better. I feel like if there was going to be a DFA Mitch Haniger situation, it'd be Class A that gets a call instead of Cade Marlowe.
Mm-hmm.
But
and I'm in. I'm very okay with that. Also, this is water, so no. RGR.
Cheers. Cheers to the water.
Yeah, I mean, if Class A and Locklear are up on Tuesday, I'm not mad.
Mm-hmm.
And with one of the corresponding moves is DFAing Jorge Polanco. I almost said Jericho. What?
Weird.
Jorge Polanco. I think that's a fine move. Like if the dude, could you imagine? We're sitting here tomorrow, Joseph, and it comes across our phones. Mariners have made the following roster move: Tyler Locklear and Jonathan Class A recalled. Jorge Polanco and Mitch Haniger designated for assignment.
I feel I think I've said it in a video that is not released to the public. I don't think they have the balls to DFA Mitch Haniger. I really don't think they do. After all the talk about like what he means to the clubhouse and like everything else in between that throughout this offseason, like getting Mitch back was huge. Sure, maybe that still stands. Maybe they still feel that way about him in the clubhouse. Not as the baseball player on the field. I don't think they've got the balls to do it. One, because they'll still have to pay him money. Like you can't just like erase the numbers on the contracts that they signed once you DFA him, unfortunately. And then that handcuffs you as far as what you're able to go do in the trade market, probably, because you're just eating money at that point. And then if you have to trade them to get the money off the books, you have to attach prospects to it to make it worth it for a team, unless they're absolutely dumb. Whoever's dumb enough to take $12 million or 14.5, whatever Mitch is making, and not get prospect value back in that, they like whatever team that would be. Rockies. But like, it's a weird situation. If it does happen, I think it can be a very necessary change to kind of trim the fat, cut the loose baggage, the damaged goods. I just don't think they've got the balls.
Mini Galen Haniger has a player option next year for like 17 or 20 million. He will be exercising that.
Yeah.
He'd be stupid not to. No, I don't think the Padres are selling. No, I don't think so. Interesting to note though, Joe, that Chris Young said today, barring a massive turnaround from the Rangers, they will be selling.
I will say they absolutely stomped the Rays.
Yep, winners of 3 in a row.
Absolutely stomped them. And so maybe that's the turnaround, but yeah, the Mariners have definitely let both the Astros and the Rangers back into the division race. Like the Rangers 6 back. They're 6 games under. How does that make sense?
Less games played, maybe.
42 and 48 is 90 games. We've only played like 2 more games. Maybe I don't know how numbers work off the top of my head there. But yeah, only 6 back. Like winners of the last 3, we just lost 2, so they've gained a decent amount of ground. They've definitely got the offensive core if they're starting to pick back up to make noise. Is it enough noise? But it's an interesting comment to make after you just won 3 in a row against the Rays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. And I don't like looking at the Rangers. I think that very easily could be a big second half team. Like they go get Josh Young back, right? Like I know Seager's been kind of on the shelf once in a while here and there. Semien hasn't really played up to his potential yet, but he will. And I think that, I don't know, I look to a team like the Rangers as a team that can make a lot of noise in the second half, especially if DeGrom comes back too. Like all of a sudden, and to be fair, the guys I mentioned they were open to trading, like Scherzer, whatever,
Lorenzen,
Lorenzen, whatever.
Kirby
Like who
Yates.
cares? Yeah, like they're not huge, like huge guys to trade off, but nonetheless, I don't think the Astros are definite buyers, 100% buyers. Um, if nothing else, the Astros should be pushing for the division, and if not, then the wild card. But I think that we need to talk about the positives here because this has been a very grumpy stream. I texted Joe before this. I said I'm pissed off, and I'm here for stream. Let me talk. All right, and I did. I did my talking. We aired it all out, chat. We did it. But now I think it's time to talk about some positives here. The Mariners had 10 hits today. Yes, they did not push enough runs across. That part is true. The Mariners are still ahead of the Astros by 2 games in this division. They're still in first place. Logan Gilbert made the All-Star team today. There are positives to take away. Don't get me wrong. They don't even come close to outweighing the negatives. Not even in the same realm of possibility. But I think that there are still positives to take away from it. Over the last few games the Mariners have played, in my opinion, the offense has looked better. They're just not converting. And with like what do they have yesterday? 7 or 8 hits? Like they had 10
like,
today.
none of them came within the first 7 innings of the game.
That is true. Yeah, yesterday was bad.
Mm-hmm.
The day before that, I think the first game against the Blue Jays, I think was a good game. Like they put together some really good at bats. They hit the ball hard.
2 runs on 8 hits, I think.
Yeah. Again, did not come in the form of runs, but they hit the ball hard. They made a lot of good contact. And then the game on the 4th of July, I think, was a great one. And so I think that looking at how the offense has played over the past series and a half or so, there are positives to look at. Someone just mentioned it. Santos, Wilson mentioned Santos is almost back. We might see him on this road trip, chat.
Mm-hmm.
Like he might be back for this road trip. So that's a positive we could look at. I don't know. I mean, there are definitely positives to look at. Again, they don't outweigh the negatives by any like way, shape, or form, but there are positives to look at.
I just feel like, could a Mariners bullpen pitcher maybe put his hand up and prevented Luke Raley's double from being a ground rule double?
Would have ended the game.
Could someone have accidentally been standing there and been like stretching really hard and stuck their arm out and blocked the ball? Maybe. Yeah, that was brutal. That was very unfortunate. Julio going on the IL? Don't think so. I mean, he pinch hit today. Immediately got pinch ran for after he got hit, but the MRI came back good on his quad, so shouldn't have to rely on luck to win games. You're not wrong, Zach. You're not wrong. So, unfortunately, that is just like when the team isn't hitting as a cohesive unit, you kind of have to get lucky sometimes.
Do you think, Joe, the team is this bad?
I think they've shown before that they're not this bad. They've shown earlier in the season that they're not this bad. They're maybe not as good as they were playing to earlier when they were like, what was their highest above 500? Like 11, 12 games?
Yeah, something like that.
Like they're maybe not that good, but they're good enough to get to that point based around like hot and cold stretches. I mean, the team started 4-8 and then reeled off like continuing just winning series and not losing series. This is the 6th straight series loss.
Yep.
I don't think that they're that bad. They're playing like it right now, but I don't think they're that bad.
I also don't think they were as good as they showed in the first half of the first quarter. Math is hard.
Yeah.
They're somewhere in the middle. And this is generally what happens with baseball teams is you regress to the mean. And yes, this team has played like shit recently. But they're still in first place. Like they gave themselves a cushion to play like shit. And you know what? Here we sit on July 7th. And the Mariners are in first place going into an all-star break with a chance to make some big trades and go out there and win this damn division. It sucks right now. It does. It really does. but there are bright sides to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cue the inspiring music. You know, here's your participation medal. Here's your trophy for not getting swept this series. Anyways, I like your music. Have Castillo bat lead off. He might draw a walk here and there. Bat's not leaving his shoulder, but he might draw a walk.
Out of 30 second basemen this year, where do you think Polanco ranks?
In terms of what? Like
MLB? I mean, the problem
WRC
is qualified batters is hard. There were people that were talking about like he's worse than Colton Wong, and that's just not true. Like, oh my goodness, put RGR and I batted 426 in community college 13 years ago. Let's go RGR with the $10 holla.
Appreciate
the
that,
top D of the day, bro. Smooches bros. Where's it at? Smooches bros.
He ranks below last. I mean,
I will have this very much water. A sip of this very much water for you, RJ.
I think, 13 years ago, you're probably hitting your prime right now. So who knows? You could run into one. You might be able to run into one.
I'm in to let that happen.
At least 31st.
RGR should bat leadoff. All in favor for RGR hitting for the Seattle Mariners. Say aye. I said it again.
That looks like an L that I typed in chat, but it's actually an I. So have RGR stand out there at second base. Exactly.
What could go wrong?
He's the man we need. Colton, have you ever drank Hennessy before in your life?
I don't think so.
I was gonna say, I
don't think so.
Out of any alcohol you could have chosen, Lucario, Hennessy might be bottom 5 choices I would give to Colton to say Colton's had that before. The more water he drinks, the more drunk he gets. It's the elixir of life.
Water.
Seattle water. MLB fan. Hey, how has it been? What do you think? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to tell you.
Better Seattle MLB fan.
How dare you ask a question so silly like that?
You come to me on the day of the Mariners losing.
Maybe
the Mariners lost the series.
All right, we're not doing The Godfather. All right.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, we can get out of here.
Yeah,
appreciate everyone who was here hanging out on a Sunday. Sorry I missed last Sunday, but we're here. Don't you worry. Even on a loss, wish they would have won. It would have been way cooler if they would have won, guys. But it was, I think, a little Mariners Anonymous was nice. Steve asked for it a couple days ago when we just basically said no. Screw you, Steve. Get wrecked. But we're done. Hopefully the Mariners get some wins on this road trip. Day off tomorrow, but Tuesday and Wednesday against the Padres, and then a 4-game set against the Angels before the All-Star break. Holy Holy
Brandon.
Holy
shit. Brandon.
Holy No, you're not done. Get over here. Yeah, no.
Oh my god.
So anyways, as we were saying, Padres on Tuesday, guys.
Yeah, Padres on Tuesday.
Padres on Tuesday.
Brandon. I hope you know, Brandon. Dude. Oh my god. Brandon. Holy shit. I agree. Brandon with the $500 holla. Chat. Everybody get some smooches bros in chat.
That's Brandon, absolutely crazy.
You are an absolute freaking madman. It's been a while since I've gotten to see y'all's videos. I'm back though. Love y'all. Brandon, bro, for real, I hope that things are going well for you, man. I cannot tell you how much we appreciate the hell out of you, bro. Holy shit.
I don't even know how to react. Giving you
need a signed Colton Hawaiian shirt. Brandon, you want a signed Colton Hawaiian shirt? It's coming your way, buddy. Let me know. Let me know, dog. Holy shit. There. You know what that calls for? Another 5. Here we go.
There's our 10 gifted for July. Let's hope Brandon gets one.
Brandon, dude, appreciate you, bro. Holy shit.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
how do we make sure Brandon gets one?
We'll just keep sending one until he gets it.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
That's on you, bro.
Wait, no, he is a member.
Oh,
we're good.
Shout out Brandon.
Maybe he got one
dude.
earlier. I don't know.
Brandon, I hope you know how much we appreciate you, man. For real. Like, you're an absolute madman. Wow.
So, anyways, Tuesday,
Against the Padres.
Logan Gilbert, Mariners All-Star Logan Gilbert against Adam Mazur. Obviously, Gilbert has been the Mariners' best starting pitcher by and large this year. Padres are 4 games over 500. Mariners are 6 games over 500. Mazur's got a 7.52 ERA on the year. Against the Padres, I feel... Yeah, heart. Big heart. You see the offense to show up, because Gilbert, I feel like, is going to go out there and get it done for you. Have to. Holy. What's going on?
Oh my god. Dude, let me tell you guys.
Bliss
you
or
guys
more
know.
Second Tuesday? Bliss.
Yeah, man. You guys know how to make a terrible Mariners loss feel a lot better. I hope you guys understand that. Nick, Kenneth, Speaker.
Brandon.
Another 10 in honor of Brandon. Dude, shout out RGR, dude. Brandon, Raul, James, Terry, Wang Chung, Phoenix?
Could have used the Phoenix today, honestly.
Oh my god! You think everyone on the stream is a member now, dude? Might be.
Could it? If we get a green wall, then so be it.
I'm in. I'm in for green walls. Just walls of smooches, bros.
Bunch of smooches, bros. It all, Lucario, you did it. You did.
Oh, Brandon did it, but yeah.
All Lucario telling us to wait. All Lucario.
The Brandon breakout starts now. This doesn't Logan my Gilberts and talk Mariners baseball. More importantly, I appreciate, chat, that before any of this started, dude, we would like go out there and just watch the Mariners lose and just be mad. You know what I mean? And just not have any way to like let it all out. And now here we are. We're vibing. We can let it all out. We can talk about how much we're pissed off about the Mariners. You know what I mean? To you guys, and you guys can agree with us, and we can all get mad at each other. And now here we are. You're gonna have to up Brandon's dono. Let me tell you,
relax.
RGR. We have been doing this for almost 3 years now, and that is the biggest dono we have ever seen.
It's unreal. That's almost like not fathomable.
No, it's not fathomable. That's a Brandon Drury. Shut up,
the classic Brandon Drury mention. I saw, who was it? Evil? Say, do we want it? Evil Tom. 12 left on base the first game. Only 3 in the second game. That's because they didn't do jack shit until the end of the game. And then 15 today. So that's not great. Back to the Padres series. I'm just kidding. I mean, whatever. Miller Wednesday against Randy Vasquez. So I don't know who Randy Vasquez is, if I'm being honest with you.
And they need starting pitching help. Do I get a plaque if I up Brandon's dono? You know what, Joe? I've been thinking about like a Mariner Mojo like Wall of Fame. I think that'd be sick.
You're telling me the thing behind you on the wall with all the pictures isn't the Wall of Fame?
I mean, it's kind of a Wall of Fame, but
oh no, Miller on the road bucket. Why? Why did you say it?
There we go.
There it is. Yeah, just
anyway, hey guys.
Super good. That dono's almost as high as Polo's OPS. I'm sick. I'm genuinely sick to my stomach that is pretty accurate. What is his OPS? Do I want to know? 564. $64 short.
How would we induct people into the Mariner Mojo Wall of Fame? I don't know. It's the first time that we've talked about it. So I don't know. Any more meetup details, Joe?
So anyways, that's going to end stream. I mean, we were gonna. I would say that we were gonna talk about it today after this, before we recorded the podcast. Probably would be my realistic answer. So,
Bet.
yeah,
I'm in.
yeah. Prima, where you been?
Did you miss that, Prima? Why do you think I got Brandon's name? Just freaking. You guys don't need to see me anymore. You guys just need to see Brandon Hart now.
It's literally up there. Recent super chat.
AI chat summary told you Brandon should be on the podcast for one episode. You know, that's just another thing that I. You know what? We'll put that in the
table that. Put that to the side.
Table that.
Yeah,
because that's something that I've thought of before as well. So. We appreciate you, Trupp, for real.
Yeah. Thought about
You'd love to? Interesting, Brandon. All right, bro. Well, you know what? Joe and I are actually going to go now, and we're going to talk about things.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to talk about stuff and things.
Things and stuff.
And with that being said, thank you guys so much. A special shout out to Brandon and to RGR for being absolute
freaking legends.
Yep, I was going to say frickin' for sure. Yep. Anyway, dude, appreciate you guys for real. Brandon, RGR, especially, you guys are the best. Hope you guys have a good one. Thank you guys for hanging out with us after watching the Mariners get absolutely shit on.